Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy JB Waters, aka Waters for short, Waters in the East Side, man. Right now, we in front of Alonzo Hernan's Atlanta Life Insurance building. Power, 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 black excellence, just power in general. Man, what's powerful is, first of all, Alonzo Hernan was the black first millionaire in Atlanta. You know what I mean? That alone right there is just motivation. And then the second thing about it is he got it out the mud from a barbershop, y'all. So shouts out to all my barbers, you know what I'm saying, and just trying to get to that bag, trying to get to them M's as possible. You're actually sitting in front of somebody who helped establish what we consider to be the Black Wall Street of Atlanta. We on Auburn Avenue, man. And I really chose this street to do this segment for myself in this book, you know, just for the power behind it and just take the time, man. Really growing up in Atlanta, growing up in Grady, I seen a lot of black excellence as a young time, as a young man, and it really inspired me. And it was so many different versions of inspiration because you got the entertainment, you got, you know, the athletes, you got the music, but at the same time, you do got the people who are like civilians, you got the people who understand the civil rights, and you got the people who really want to do something in finance and really change. So I fell in between both of those, being a writer, being creative, being an author, being a musician, but also being, you know, an activist, humanitarian, being an entrepreneur, somebody who really wants to stand for something different for the city. So without further ado, we're gonna get behind the author, JB Waters, and also get behind my book, Money is an Art, which is available at jbwaters.com and all bookstores online. Love. How much everything changed and evolving, and then you still pay attention to the parts of the city that you don't see that it's evolving. And it's like we trying to find ourselves in between everything that's growing around us, and we not blossoming. You know what I'm saying, as a people. And to me, I think that starts off with like the philosophy that you have, and it also starts off with the support that you have. But if you see everything around you growing and you don't see that it look like you, then you feel like you don't have no support. You see how close we is to Grady. Shouts out to all my Grady babies, you know what I'm saying? Everybody from Atlanta, you notice everything that's around you, you just want to be a part of it. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we can build something that people feel like they actually a part of, because this is ours, you know? We in the blackest city in America, the most predominantly wealthy black city in America, and we still have displacement where you see people like this on the street. If you go down here on Hill Street, that whole tunnel full is homeless people. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us being able to change the philosophy with people to understand that you got support, you got power, and that's what this is about, man. The reason why I dedicated my life, you know what I'm saying, to sobriety, you feel me, and really was able to, you know what I'm saying, let me break bread with Shawty. What's good, man?
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. After a while, then where we gonna be at? Where we gonna go?
Safe.
That's why I think the most important part about it is just us being able to have some money to share with each other, you know, just being able to have like some money to share. Like, I feel like having the money part is the best part. To share money with black people is important, man. Like, we don't do enough of that shit, you know what I mean? We don't share enough with each other. I mean, and we just got to be able to have more so we can be able to give more. And I think that's a lot of times I talk about with the book, what's going on, huh? You know what I mean? So that's the biggest part about it. Like even this whole neighborhood right here, like I said, this shit be flooded with just dudes with that same mentality that's just trying to make some money, you know what I mean? And really provide. And I think the best way you can give back to the community is understanding that you understand why folks do what they do, instead of saying, oh, they criminals and people doing this. Like, well, what opportunities they had? Opportunities a lot more than we have now. I mean, back then, you know, when, like I was saying, talking about Alonzo Hernan and everything, like, he had to make opportunity his own, and even then it was hate, I'm sure, from black people as well as white folks, but it still didn't stop the entrepreneur that he had in him and the people that, in my opinion, built Auburn Avenue, the entrepreneurship that they had in their mind to have a real care about making some money and wanting to give back to like the community. And I think that's the most important part about it, is just being able to, you know what I mean, give back to your community and give back to people that you actually care about, and not just keep it to yourself, because at the end of the day, we just trying to live, man. And I think black people really been having a lot of power for the longest time, but we don't realize how powerful we are. So that's what Money is an Art about, that for me, like really be able to build something and give people something that they can take from it, you know what I mean? Something that they can really take and say, you know what, if I do this, my whole life changes. And we make so many decisions that make our life worse. Why don't we make something to make our life better, man? Man, so really, like, ever since a kid, all I ever really wanted was to be able to have more, to give back. And then there was a point in my life where I realized the more money I had, the more I was able to give back. And ever since that moment, I was obsessed. I was obsessed with being a better person. I was obsessed with having more and becoming more so I can have more, so I can give more. And I think that's the biggest part and the biggest life hack that we miss out on is the fact is like, if you got a good heart, then you need to match your good heart with money and not feel bad about that. So I want to empower everybody to be able to put yourself in a position to have more so you can do more, so you can give more. And essentially so you can be more for everybody that you love, man. And I haven't left my city. I haven't left the city of Atlanta because there's some things that I want to contribute to it that I feel that it needs to be here. Things that aren't here that needs to be here. So that's the biggest part about it, man. And until that happens, we got so much work to do. Love. All right, man, so what we got is money is an art. So what really inspired this book was just being able to give knowledge from the things that have helped me over my life, but be able to give it short and sweet. So it's 100 quotes / principles on what I feel like is the art of making money and the art of money in itself. So each quote that you see in this book has a picture that goes along with it. And there's 10 core principles, 10 core principles, 10 core quotes, but then there's 9 quotes that actually back up that first quote. So essentially 100 quotes that you get from this book. And the first one is wealth starts in the mind. So what really got me with the wealth starting in the mind is to give people the ability to realize that everything that you see in this world, y'all, it started off from somebody's mind first. Everything that you see came from the mind of a woman or a man or a woman. So everything that you see that your hands can touch from the invisible world came from somebody's mind first. So this gives people the ability to realize that all the money that you will ever need is never outside of you and it's only inside of you. And once you realize that, you become powerful. You know, I'm with my boy Crump right now. He had the idea to become a videographer and shoot movies. That was in his mind first before you was able to see all of the ideas and the videos he produced. Everything that you see starts inside your mind. So that's the ability to understand wealth is in the mind. And there's nothing that exists in this world that you can touch that didn't come from somebody's mind first. So the second quote / principle is know the numbers. Know the numbers is powerful because a lot of times we don't realize that everything in our life is attached to a number. So every bill you pay is a number. The time that you are alive is a number. Your body weight has a number. So finances and money is built around understanding the numbers that are related to your life. And a lot of times we don't have control of our lives and control of our environment because we don't have control of the numbers. So one of the things that I learned to help me become, on the wealth path and understand wealth is understanding every number and every transaction and every financial transaction that I make, because when it comes to that, then I know everything that's going on in my life. A lot of times we get confused and we don't know where our bills are. We don't know how we're going to get our next rent payment. We don't know how we're going to get our phone bill. We behind. All of those things that I just mentioned has a number attached to it. So if you understand the logic behind the numbers, then you can control everything around you. So once you can control and know the numbers, then you can control your life and everything else. All right, love. So the third principle is being broke is selfish. Being broke is selfish is tough because when you broke, you only have enough for yourself and maybe not even enough for yourself. So the ability to become wealthy is being able to put yourself in a position to give to others. And the only way to give to others is if you have more than you have for yourself. And once you do that, you start realizing like, I got to start living my life different and making a lot more moves, because without having more, I won't be able to give to other people. Now, what also made me understand this is that if you look at everybody else who built something, who has all the money in the world, they actually built something that can provide service and help somebody else. You can look at Amazon, you can look at car companies, you can look at restaurants. All of those people put themselves in a position to be able to build a business, and that business actually can do something for somebody else besides themselves. You get the services and the goods, they get the money. It's that simple. So once you understand how to put your mind state in a position to say, you know what, I'm not gonna be selfish. because I'm broke. I won't be broke because I'm selfish. Let me put myself in a position to be able to have enough to give to others. Watch your life change. Watch the money come up. So the fourth principle is time isn't money. Time isn't money is something you probably heard all the time. Oh, time ain't money, or you can't get time back, but you can get money back. That is true. But another part about time isn't money is that you have to realize people don't put a limit on how many breaths they want to take, right? If I said you only got 5 breaths left, you would be looking crazy. But people put a limit on how much money they can make because they put a limit on how they make their money. Now, if you're trying to have an infinite amount of money, then you can't relate your money to time because you have a finite amount of time, as in you can only work so many hours in a day, and you can only do so many tasks in a day. And as long as you tie the way you make money to time, you will always be limited. And the goal is to be able to be free. So the moment that you say, you know what, I will not get paid per my time no more. I'll get paid for how much value I bring, how much worth I am. You will change your whole landscape. You will change your landscape because you got to realize time is a limited resource. And money in your time is limited once you start making your money, your time that way. So think about that in a different perspective, y'all. So the next principle is money is energy. Money is energy is tough because a lot of times we don't realize for every time we trying to make our money, we exert some type of energy. Every time we do what we do in our life, it comes with some type of energy. Energy is something that you can't see, it's invisible. But the transactions that you make every day with your money, the energy is applied when you go out and make money, when you receive money. Every time you wake up, you work, you're applying your energy. When you look at the TV, you're spending your money as in your energy to pay attention. So there's something that I say that energy equals concentration, concentration equals focus, focus equals money. So when you on Instagram all day and you scrolling on Instagram, you spending time and you spending money because you're spending your focus on that. When you watching TV, you spending your concentration, you're spending your energy, so you're spending your money. So next time you focusing and you concentrating on something, just think about it from a perspective and say, you know what, I'm spending my energy on this, so essentially I'm spending my money on it. So we got the sixth principle is money cares for those who care for it. And this is tough. This is probably my favorite illustration because what it shows is a lady feeding a bag of money, some $100 bills with some more money bags at the bottom. And it represents being able to take care of your money. And a lot of times we don't realize that our money was designed to take care of our lives, right? And take care of who we are. So for all the people who got kids, when your kids was little, 90% of the time, if not 99% of the time, you knew where your children were, right? You knew where your babies was. But why don't we have that same intention with our money? Like, we don't know where our money is. We don't know where our money's going. We don't know where we're putting our money. So if we neglect our money, then our money would neglect us. And if we don't pay attention to our money, then our money won't pay attention to us. So that's the power behind your money take care of those who take care of it. Love. All right, so the next principle is money is a magnifying glass. So money is a magnifying glass is pretty much simply said, whatever you are without money, you're gonna be even more with money. So money just pretty much gives you more options. It tells you yes to even more of the things that you would say yes to. It just reveals who you already are because with money, you have more options to get the things that you want. You have more options to be that type of person. So the goal is to be the type of person that you will want to be before you get rich without having the money. So when you get rich and have money, you will like the person that you become because at the end of the day, you're just going to be expanding and magnifying who you are without money. So the next principle is it takes emotion to make money and it takes logic to keep it. And that's powerful because when you have your passion, it takes your passion to go behind and do the things that you love doing. So you go out every day, you work, you do your thing that you love, but you need to be able to use your logic to keep the money because you might make an emotional decision and you might buy something that you really didn't need because you was using your emotions to do it. So it's powerful when you're going out there and you're passionate about what you love, but you have to be able to use your logic and your mind or you will waste your money, y'all. Love. So the ninth principle is the cost of spending money is freedom, y'all. this is powerful because a lot of times when you spend your money, you think that you're losing money. But in reality, you're losing your freedom, because if you spending your time and you spending your physical body to make your money, then you're tied down to that. When you go to work, you're tied down for however many hours that you have to be there. So the goal is to be able to make your money without having being present. So I want everybody to look at their money as a freedom dollar. So when you have a dollar, don't look at $1. Say, this is $1 worth of my freedom. However much money you make an hour, if you spend $5 and you make $5 an hour, that means you got to spend a whole hour to make it back. So that means you are bound to that hour and to that time. So essentially, when you're spending your money, you're not just spending it cash, or you're not swiping a debit card, you're actually trading your freedom and your ability to move how you want and live how you want, y'all. So that's why this was a tough one. And the final and last quote principle of money is art is, your money goes in the same direction as you. And this one's fire because my one sentence mission statement is to aid and help people be the first person in their family to set their financial compass in the right direction, y'all. And that's important is because whoever you are and whatever type of person that you are and whatever direction that your life goes in, your money is gonna follow you. So you gotta make sure that you're making the steps and walking the path of a wealthy person. You gotta make sure you're making the steps and walking the path of a person that actually deserves to be rich, that actually deserves to have money. Because if not, your money is gonna follow that direction. A person who is worth a negative $100,000 or a person who has negative $50 in their bank account walks that type of person's path, and they're on that type of person's direction. So you gotta understand that wherever you go, your money will go, and your money will or will not be there, y'all. So hopefully y'all was able to get a little sneak peek of what's inside of this book and how powerful it can be. And I'll just read to y'all and finish with what's on the back of the book to give y'all some details. It says, our financial landscape is a blank canvas. Each choice is a brushstroke that can create a masterpiece or a result in a failed work. These 100 quotes will help you design a financial future that reflects your true desires. Let's create the masterpiece you deserve, y'all. And that's what it's about. So tap in, jbwaters.com on YouTube, jbwaters.com, the website, JB Waters on YouTube, Words by Waters, Waters on Instagram. Appreciate y'all. Love.